Hello, bright sunny day today. I've got bright sunny colours on. Well, I'm feeling a bit better from last week, so I'm doing a video, bit of a continuation on the last one actually. This one's called the Madonna and whore syndrome. Now, first of all, I want to apologise to any men that watch this. It's not my intention to be feminist and, because I love men, really. It's just, I think there's a lot of confusion for women mostly. Men love what they're doing, but women get a bit confused about the fact that once you've been friends with a man, and you can be very friendly, I've got some lovely friends, one, oh, excuse me, um, uh, they seem, once you've had sex with them, they turn against you. And I think it's more a male problem than a female problem, actually. I don't know, it's guilt thing again, I don't know. But I'll tell you a personal story, which, if it's a personal story, it's got to be true, isn't it? I met a man friend, he was a soulmate not so long ago, and I loved him dearly and he loved me, but of course it wasn't an in-love thing. It was, I loved him as a being, and it was from a very past life, and we got on remarkably well, I thought. And then of course it led to the sexual connection, and I just couldn't understand her. He just they turned against me. I'm not sure whether it was the family that were talking him out of it because of the inheritance, you know how things are, or whether he just, well, I think I do know. Apparently his mother had told him that all women are sluts. So of course once I'd had this connection with him, that's how he saw me. And it was so unfortunate because of course I wasn't, but that's how he wanted to, how he'd been brought up, his belief system. But to save grace for him, of course, he got all these awakened feelings that he perhaps didn't have for his wife. This emotional, I don't know, this emotional stuff, the sexual stuff, the very powerful connection. He had nothing to do with them because he couldn't have me. Well, he did from time to time when he wanted it for free. But he went off to other girls. Got through a fortune apparently, because he had to put his feelings somewhere, and that was much easier for him because they weren't emotional connections. And I know it sounds silly, but I didn't mind. I just thought it's just sex. He's got to get it out of his system. He's 70 something. He's probably never had a good sex life, and I could accept it in a way. But when he found one particular girlfriend, I did get quite hurt about that because she was obviously younger than me, and you know how it goes. So that's basically the story that I'm basing this on, is that it seems that men can't be friends and have sex at the same time. They don't seem to be able to whip together. This is why I think a lot of men need to have two women in their lives. They have one for the sex, the black bra, the underwear, the stuff, the presents, the going out, the illicit stuff if you like, and a wife at home who does the washing, washes his socks, gives him free sex, of course. And he loves her. It's not he doesn't love her, but he can't seem to get these two together in his head. It's something a man needs. And go back through history, kings and priests and popes even, they also have to have this bit on the side, as they say. So the Madonna and whore syndrome is really about men seeing women initially as Madonnas. They worship them, the nurses, the air hostesses, the unavailable women, the ones that care for them, look after them, wipe their bottoms and plaster their wounds, the caring sort of women. Holier than thou, well, that's how the men see them, the care. But they have the other side that wants the naughty bits, well, not the naughty, you know what I mean, the bits that they know they shouldn't be having and they have to pay dearly for a lot of the time, because they can't seem to get these two together. If they fall in love with a holy woman, probably a bit like, I'm not a holy, but I see my friend, he did see me as, well, I was a soulmate and lovely and all that, but that wasn't enough for him. He wanted the excitement and the thrill of the chase and all that. I was too easy. I was there, there and free, but he wanted to pay for this excitement and buy the black bras, and that's just the way a lot of men are. Not all men, but I think most men, if they're not doing it, they wish they could, because a lot of men hanker after. That's why they watch watch the films and the pornos and the magazines, and it's a fantasy world for them. Some of them do manage to get a second woman, because most women are only too pleased to have a man on the side, and I have had one too. Who've already got wives, and that's quite good, because you haven't got the worry about washing their socks, because wives do that, you see. So that the syndrome is that. I'm not quite sure how much I can go into it, because it is a strange thing. And it seems a friend of mine, or a girlfriend of mine many years ago, she said she always had two men in her life, one for friendship and one for sex, because the one for sex wasn't terribly friendly, and the friendly one wasn't any good at sex. And I think there's a lot of people, I don't know what they even think about it, but I know women do get upset because they don't really understand the male species. They have to have a bit on the side, especially as they get sort of middle-aged. You see, when a man marries a woman, she is the priestess, the woman he loves, the woman he worships. But once the kids come along, she turns into his mother. He doesn't want another mother. He doesn't want somebody who's going to be, I don't know. I mean, I think women do find it hard to continue with the priestess bit when they've actually had, children and so forth. They're bound to go to seed a bit. And a lot of them are doing 2 or 3 jobs, of course. So the man gets fed up with this. He's not getting the hero worship that he used to get. He's taking second place with the kids. And now he's got a mother as well. So let's go out. Let's find somebody else who's going to worship me and kiss my feet, And I know quite... No, I don't say I know a lot of men like it, but I have met this kind of before. And I think women, really, to keep the marriage would be a good idea just to accept it. It's just sex. It's just sex. They don't love the woman. They love the wife. They would never leave her. But they have to have this extra sort of bit of excitement. It's good for their egos, you see, as long as they can still get it up. As long as they can still have sex with a younger woman. It's wonderful for their egos. And women, if you want to keep a man, happy, let him go. I think it's done 7 things. I just finish on this little note because a friend of mine told me this. Well, he's kind of a friend acquaintance, and he's in his 50s, a single man. And he shocked me the other day with a story. He said that most of his mates these days, and this is just the ones he knows apparently, most of his mates, when they don't want to have to, they take a woman out for a meal. That's kind of the thing. Take me out for dinner, But these days, women aren't always necessarily going to give them what they want afterwards. So the men get fed up with this. I mean, taking a woman out must cost quite a lot these days, the drinks and da-da-da-da, and probably a present, roses, da-da-da. I think some women have really caused this in a way because they've taken advantage of the man. I do feel sorry for men sometimes. But anyway, this particular story is about these men. They've got fed up with paying for a woman. So what they do now is pay for a prostitute. No ties, no emotion, no thrills, excitement, cost a fortune. And so if they get through a lot of money, girls, that's what they're doing. But again, that's the way they are. They don't want to take a woman out and pay for a meal and her attention and all her love and not get anything out of it. I think that's a bit sick, don't you? I really do. So anyway, here we are. I've done 8 minutes. I am feeling a bit brighter, so I better go now. I don't know if I should be able to do another one, keep finding all these different sides to the sexual question, but it is fascinating, isn't it? The psychology of it all, really. And I think still a lot to be sorted out, isn't there? Anyway, my dear ones, I'm going to go now, have a cup of tea. You take care of yourselves. God bless. Bye for now.